Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop. The whole slop and nothing but the slop, and it can't get any sloppier. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass slop. This is the slop that we all live for, and slop we trust. Everybody praise the flag of skibbity. We are living in times of slops, boys. So, just to catch you up on the lore, because this is part dos. Yesterday, there was a whole situation revolving around JD from New York and Sean Ross Sapp. Just to give you the bit of a TLDR, both of these guys going back and forth, situation regarding around Mercedes Moné and her quote-unquote creative control. They don't like each other. They don't like the fact that words are being used very loosely. And they right now go back and forth. And it ended with Sean Ross Sapp. People are going to take the interpretation as they feel as if they like to take the interpretation. But I think we can debunk that with this video right here. Because as I said before, Sean Ross Sapp essentially challenged JD from New York to a bit of fisticuffs. Put him up. Put your dukes up like you're a vaudevillain. And here we are today with more slop, continuing this on from this previously of Dragon Ball Z. So, JD from New York states, I woke up to 6 missed calls at 12:24 in the morning last night from a mentally unhinged lunatic, clearly off his meds, or coming off a line of nose candy. Whatever floats your... Oh God, I'm gooning. Sorry. Whatever floats your boat. Any guesses who? Then Sean Ross Sapp responds with, you didn't wake up to shit. You were actively hiding people's replies when I called. Don't be a pussy. July 31st. I'm traveling 700 miles to your city. Travel 3 and say any of this to my face. Oh boy, Sean Ross Sapp is putting on his big boy undies. He's ready to tumble. He's ready to rumble. Just to steal a line from Moist Critical, he's gonna tussle with the lack of muscle. I don't know which one you refer to lack of muscle in this situation, but neither here nor there. JD from New York responds with, the beacon of professional journalism is Sean Ross Sapp, right? The guy that everyone hitches their wagon to, harassing me with phone calls while I'm in bed sleeping. One of which was a Connecticut number from someone he was with last night. So many people stuck up for him. Meanwhile, this is who he truly is. Fucking grade A trash. And here you have screenshots, phone numbers. He's not necessarily doxing, because I've seen people in the comment section saying that JD's doxing. He's not. He's just giving the last 4 of these phone numbers just to prove his point. On the last reply he wrote on one of these phone calls, he said, bro, leave me the fuck alone. And of course, Sean Ross Sapp, he had to respond to that because you're calling the man out on his name. Sean Ross Sapp said, yeah, why don't you say this directly to my face or over the phone? Oh no, he wants to tumble. He's ready to rumble. And then he did something super cringe, but I guess you can call me cringe also from how I'm talking about this right now, so we're all cringe together. He then posted a response to the whole phone call stuff directly after that with a post of him and Ricochet sticking their middle fingers. You know, I'm gonna use that as a thumbnail. Based Sean Ross Sapp for giving me a thumbnail. I love you, bro. But all of this. Oh, you know what? Actually, there was one more tweet from JD also after they post that cringe ass middle finger sticking bullshit. This was from JD from New York. He said, this is after Sean Ross Sapp said, why don't you say this directly to my face or over the phone? JD said, because I enjoy seeing you melt down like a fucking bitch while you are working. Rounding up some interviews that will do a couple of 100 views, and quite honestly, I don't want my coffee time disturbed. And then Sean Ross Sapp said, I would consider bitch behavior the guy running from a wrestling writer who is flying 700 miles to his city in a few weeks. Think of the views, think of the clicks. And then JD said, you need me for clicks and views? I knew Fightful post numbers were down, but I am not surprised. And then Sean Ross Sapp said, oh, I would never need to post you or use anything you say for money or attention on my channels. You can put it on yours. Wouldn't your viewers love to see JD calling me a drug addict and a retard to his face? You can keep your hat on so people don't see the skullets. By the way, hey Sean, by the way, I don't know if you can hear me, bro. I seen your other posts when you were talking to another guy who called JD a retard, and then you started to read him the riot act. Mr. Grammar Police, I don't like it when you say retard inside of my comments. But then you just randomly say retard yourself. Now, I know you're just recounting events, but like, you were so pressed on that shit that the guy who said it was literally calling your op a retard. And then you yourself just reiterate the word. I mean, you wouldn't even say the word. That's how pressed you were. You wouldn't even say the word to respond to the guy who called your op a retard, but then you just say it blatantly right here. Not that you're saying it like, it's not that he's saying it like like as if he's not quoting JD or some people. I don't know. I just find it funny how when he's in the comment section to somebody who's responding to his op on his behalf, it's like, please don't shade the naughty word. Don't shade the R word. Oh no, don't shade retard. But then here, because he's like in the war, he's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say the word retard, even if I'm quoting you. I know I'm quoting you, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. But before we move on a little bit, I do want to say one thing, because there was something else that surrounded around Sean Ross Sapp, and I even see JD respond to this post. Really quick, let me defend this weeboo real quick. There's this retard named Pro Wrestling Sentinel who's like spreading misinformation about Sean Ross Sapp. I know some of you guys have probably seen it also. Don't believe the lore. The lore is my shepherd, and I shall not want. There's this retard, and he posted a fake. I mean, what is with all these goddamn fake ass wrestling channels coming out with all this? Is this like one guy? You know, we seen it a couple of weeks ago with the who was it? Was it WrestleVotes or WrestleVotes? And then I seen it with Pro Wrestling Oops rather than Pro Wrestling Ops. I ain't gonna lie, that's fucking funny. And then I see it right here with the Pro Wrestling Sentinel, which I don't know what it's a play off of, but I know it's a play off of one of these fucking media channels or whatever. They said Sean Ross Sapp forgot to log into the burner today and has now deleted tweet in response to himself. And they have Sean Ross Sapp saying, we have a lovely interview coming to the channel today where timeless Tony Storm is broken. And that they have Sean Ross Sapp replying to himself saying, love the great work you do, Sean. Sorry that JD guy is such a douche. They hate to see someone doing better than them. Can't wait for the interview. As if to make it look like Sean Ross Sapp replying to himself was mistaken, because that last part about JD was supposed to be through his burner account, but he mistakenly posted it on his main account, which is fake. Obviously it's fake. You can see the white check mark there. I don't think the guy from this Pro Wrestling Sentinel channel was hiding the ball that it was fake, yet there are a lot of people running with the misinformation. No, you earbiters. No, that's not Sean Ross Sapp. Okay, I hate to bust your bubble. Trust me, it would be funny as fuck if it was him. It would be content forever. I will be feeding children off of content like that if that was really him. No, I won't. Maybe off my own money. I don't know. Would that count? I'd be paying for... I don't know. My job is paying for the equipment. Therefore, nah, it wouldn't work that way. I'm being pedantic, like the wrestling journalists who claim creative control is not a thing. But no, that's not really him. It's just misinformation circulating around the internet. So for all the people out there who are like using this to go after Sean Ross Sapp, be a better person. Look up the information. Don't be me, okay? Don't be me. Don't be a gossip slop tuber, okay? Don't be me. Especially for wrestling. At least the slop tubers who are official do it for real reasons. Not really. But they get paid more money than I do, so, you know, who cares? Now we spin her off a little bit because Sean Ross Sapp is all over the place right now. Now, let's go back to the previous lore of Dragon Ball Z. As I said before, when Sean Ross Sapp initially responded to the AEW is full of shit tweet from JD from New York, and he was like, yes, that's it. Over 50 people, many of whom have never spoken to each other, colluded to wait on me to independently contact them, and all had consistent stories. When you say that debunking allowed fake talking points is, and I quote, making it about me, you don't want the truth. You want your beliefs reinforced. I've made a career of being honest, backed by research, sources, and evidence. Again, if you like to call me a liar or a fucking idiot, I'll be in New York on July 31st. Oh, and by the way, no, Sean, like I said before, as a journalist or as a writer, however or whatever euphemistic language you like to use, I will never take that away from you. I think you are one of the greatest journalists to ever come out of a man's ball sack. But at the same time, though, honest, backed by research, sources, and evidence, let's make sure we use that integrity part specifically for the research in regards to what you post independently regarding wrestling news. As a whole, no, you're not. No, you're not. You came after me. May I remind you, and you lied. You said you looked at only my thumbnail to deduce the fact that I talked shit about a rape victim who was a professional wrestler because you didn't want to watch the video, because why watch videos when thumbnails exist? You did the same thing for RJ Diddy also, remember that? No, buddy, let's make sure we separate things. What you said in regards to honest, backed by research, sources, and evidence applies to one segment, that being your wrestling news stories. Credit where credit is due. You definitely do a good job on that. But when it comes to that overall, as a person, naughty boy, let's be honest consistently. No, you don't. No, you don't. Me being victim numero uno can validate that. Okay, no, they make no. But really quick though, as I said before, that's what he stated, right? To give you a bit of a lore, right? And then Disco Inferno with the left hook coming out of nowhere. Left field Disco Inferno. He said, the story here is that 50 people in the wrestling business supposedly have the same story. I think that is about as likely as God descending from the heavens tomorrow. Yeah, boy. So then Sean Ross Sapp responded to Mr. Disco Inferno, Mr. Glenn Gilberti, by saying, I think well over 50 people in wrestling would agree you're a worthless dork, most famous for Cody dunking on you and Big Show farting on your head. Oh. Okay, that's definitely something. Okay, sure. Professionalism! Of course, then Disco Inferno, because this was a few hours ago, he then responded not too long ago stating this: Sean Ross Sapp is in my DMs using foul language because he was the subject of a joke online, and now he's melting down. He's calling me names. I am heartbroken. Oh no, Sean Ross Sapp once again goes into someone's DMs making a complete ass out of himself. You know what? Like I said, we have to be consistent. You have to call out the fake tweets and the real tweets, the real comments and the fake comments, because you always want to keep the douchebag in context, okay? You always want to make sure the douchiness that you call out, you want to make sure you keep it centered. Because the minute you start going after somebody for fake news, all you do is give credibility to himself whenever he goes after people who goes after him. Because that's how that typically works in the internet space nowadays, right? How it works is how you can disprove one post or disprove one thing, and therefore when you disprove that one post or that one thing, that other thing that people go after now, they may be a little bit hesitant to want to say anything in regards to that because, well, this thing over here, over there, the post, well, unfortunately, it was a lie. So why wouldn't this be a lie? That's why I said you get people like that pro sentinel bullshit spreading misinformation. I know they're doing it as a joke, but then you have retards who want to run with it. And I seen JD, like I said, asking, is this real when looking at those posts? Be careful. Don't do that. Don't even give it gas. Just do your own research and look it up yourself without responding to it. Because the last thing you need is to divert from the actual lunacy of Sean Ross Sapp going into people's DMs and giving them a run for their money and melting down and I want to fight you. Come to my hometown. Come to your hometown. I will be there, and we will square off in the battle of dorks of wrestling. Like this is actual cinema, folks. This right here is the SummerSlam. This is the WrestleMania. This is the Royal Rumble. This is the Survivor Series, all wrapped into one. This is the actual original Big Four, all wrapped into one and given to you in a spirit bomb-like energy. I feel like we need more slop like this, and I'm going to follow this even more. I feel like, you know what, Sean Ross Sapp? I remember you came in my comment section a couple of weeks ago saying you're going to use me for content. You know what? As of right now, I'm going to use you for content, bro. Like, not your, breaking news stories that everybody else also breaks, like Dave Meltzer and shit like that. No, I'm going to use you specifically for content. And don't get it twisted. Everybody else within the wrestling sphere are also going to be used for content. I will absolutely follow wrestling news. That is the number one thing. Like tonight when I actually do the pay-per-view review for AEW All In. But you guys are going to make me the greatest slop tuber in wrestling history. You want to be used in content so badly, you want to manifest that shit by constantly saying it over and over again, pretending as if you're a subject in every video. Well, guess what, boyo? Your wish will be granted. Rub this genie. Don't touch my penis. With that being said, though, is there going to be a part 3? Will this continue? Okay. I can't do a good Dragon Ball Z narrator voice, but just pretend that this is a Dragon Ball Z narrator voice, okay? Will JD from New York accept the fight from Sean Ross Sapp? Will he accept the phone calls from Sean Ross Sapp? Will Glenn Gilberti, aka Disco Inferno, go out of his way to debunk the Big Show farting in his face story? He probably did already, Devontae. Shut the fuck up. Will Sean Ross Sapp no longer get off his meds and actually be a normal person for a change and stop projecting in every fucking comment session? Will the fucking guys like Pro Sentinel and Wrestle Oops and Wesselvo stop spreading misinformation to make people look like more of an ass than they really are already? Let's find out on part 3 when we get there of WrestleSlop. It's like Wrestle Soup, but even better. I love you guys, by the way. And so my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smark, and I'll be catching you fine folks later. A deuces and a P. Eyes.